Hello, and welcome back to Crafting at Home from Aram Public Library. My name is Susan. We are going to be making the Starburst sun mirror that you see on the shelf here. Some very interesting supplies again, and we're going to go ahead and switch to the workroom and get started. Hello, I'm back at my usual workstation, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to begin by talking about the supplies. I have an already tied bow. I used the two colors that are on the Starburst frame to show you so it would complement the colors that are here. I have painted clothespins. These clothespins were painted with Krylon. This is just a little small can that I bought. And this time, unlike last week's project, they're painted on both sides and on the inside because I just wasn't sure of what you were going to see. I used yellow because I wanted something that was summery and capturing those summer colors, and also something that would help reflect the light. This is a 5.8 inch or 6 inch mirror. Now this mirror is actually meant to sit on a table, so it has these little feet on there, but it works just fine with our wall decoration, and the clothespins go over it very easily. The other thing we're going to be using is washi tape. Now again, I wanted something that was bright and summery and would reflect light, so I selected gold. This actually came as a 5-piece package with all these gold and white tapes on them. I don't know if you remember from previously, but washi tape is paper tape. The name comes from the company that originally created it, but now pretty much all of the scrapbooking companies create it. This is a paper tape. It's very thin. You don't even need a pair of scissors. You can just clip it with your nail and it will rip. Now, in order to get tape on the clothespin, I've just pulled off a section of it. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to begin by placing it on the clothespin with some extending off the front and the back of the clothespin. And I am just going to press that into the wood. Now I like this size tape when you're doing clothespins because you can still see the color underneath. And then you don't have to worry with it overlapping and what are you going to do with that little extra bit of tape. Now I do like on the front end, I like the tape to be long enough. Okay, I'm going to reposition this a little, which I can because washi tape is very forgiving. I'm going to open the clothespin and I'm going to put the tape all the way underneath so that the clip will secure the tape. Then I'm going to take this end and I'm going to push it in, and I can force open the clothespin to get the tape in there, and my clothespin is covered. So I'm going to do a couple more just to show you how to do it. It's very easy. And more importantly, it's forgivable. If it doesn't work out the way you want the first time, you can take it off and you can do it again. So, same procedure. I'm going to put the tape on here, trying to center it. I'm going to push it into the wood because the wood is painted. I have tape extending off both ends. Now the one that I think is most important is the front end. You need this long enough so that the clip will hold it in place. And I'm going to go this way and I'm going to clip it down. And then I'm going to take this one, and this is pretty long, so I'm going to clip that and put it underneath the hinge and put that in place there. And you can always reposition the pieces of wood so that the hinge is covered. So we have two. We'll do one more. Now the nice part is, now I did paint these yellow, so that's pretty much a kind of a summery thing. But if you had painted them a different color, something neutral, later in the season, or a different season or a holiday, you can take the washi tape off, replace it with washi tape that matches that season or that holiday, and it allows you to reuse some of your supplies, which I'm a big fan of. Do that. So again, this is going to come over the front, and this one's going to come on the back. That one's way too long. I'm going to just rip off a piece. I'm just going to push this under here. All right, so we just covered these very quickly, just to show you how forgiving this is and how easily you can change this from celebrating summer to celebrating the fall or a holiday. You can just open this up, grab the edge of the tape, and you can take it off, and it's as simple as that. And you can go on, and this sunburst mirror can turn into something else for later in the season or for a holiday. So I'm going to take these three, which were not on my mirror originally. I'm just going to get those out of the way, and I'm going to get this out of the way. So here is my mirror, and there is no magic to how these go on here. And they are not glued down. These are all loose, and I left them that way on purpose so that if I want to change the mirror later, I can. So what I'm going to do now, I do have a pattern in my tapes because there are 32 clothespins that fit on here, but I don't know if you noticed it, I have 5 different patterns of tape. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to attach the 5 that I took off just to show you how easy it is, and then I'll show you the sneaky way I attach the bow. So all I'm going to do, I have my 5 clothespins here, and I have them in the pattern that I started with, and I am just going to pick up the edge of the mirror, and I'm just going to put the clothespin on here roughly to where the hinge is, roughly. And then I'm going to add the next one. And of course you are working with a rounded surface. So the thing I found most difficult was how to keep the circle in the center of the mirror. And once I had them in a position that I wanted, and you can play with this as much as you want, then I put it on a shelf and I left it there because I didn't want to glue them down. So here is my mirror. I have 32. Now I used 5 patterns. You certainly don't have to do that. You could have done this without the washi tape and just had the sun effect. So I'm going to attach my bow, and I will tell you that my original plan was to hot glue it down. But then, because I wanted to use one mirror for this video, I had to find a sneaky way to attach the bow to make the original that you saw at the beginning. So this is what I did. My bow here has 4 tails on it because it's 2 pieces of ribbon. So I had the gold and then 2 of the yellow, and this one's pretty long. So what I did was I took one of the clothespins off. I pulled this tail, the long tail, tight against the back of the bow. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to use this clothespin. I'm going to sneak that piece of gold or yellow ribbon underneath of it. Not easy because everything's pretty tight here. Okay, let's try it this way. There we go. And I am going to do it that way. If I pull this ribbon tight, that holds my bow in place. Then I pull my tails down, and my ribbon, my bow is attached to my sunburst. Reposition your clothespins where you want them, and here we go. You have a sunburst mirror. The only supplies we used, a little bit of washi tape, some Krylon paint, clothespins, a 6-inch mirror roughly, and a couple pieces of ribbon. A nice bright thing to celebrate summer. Enjoy.